welcome back to my channel. So I have an interesting video for you guys today, and it's all about how to avoid cakey foundation and also smudgy concealer. And as you all can see from my skin, like my skin is far from being perfect. I don't have a perfect skin, so I decided to bring this video down to like people with problematic skin, especially like acne prone skin, like hyperpigmented skin, dark spots, blemishes. When we're talking about problematic skin, you guys know one thing we always suffer from is cakiness, because of the fact that we have like bumps and like, you know, dark spots and all those, you know, problems on our skin. So it's always very easy for us to get that cakey foundation when we have a problematic skin. So I decided to just film this video today because of the fact that my skin have been acting up recently. Like I decided to add jojoba oil to my skincare routine and it messed my skin up. So I was just looking at myself today. I said, oh my god, this will be a perfect time to film, you know, a how to avoid a cakey foundation video for you guys, because I always get this question asked almost every day on my channel, like how is it possible that I have a problematic skin and whenever I apply my foundation it applies so smoothly without, you know, without looking cakey or even like without my concealer creasing. So I'm going to show you guys step by step like my tips and tricks on how to apply your foundation without it getting cakey on a problematic skin like myself. Yeah, you guys, I hope you all find this video helpful, and of course don't forget to give me a huge thumbs up. And if you want to see how I apply my foundation to avoid any cakiness or even like my concealer smudging, then definitely keep on watching. So I decided to sit down and film this video today since my skin is seriously acting up. Like as you all can see, I'm breaking out almost on every side of my face is covered with like acne, especially on this very side right here. And you guys, my skin was clearing up so nicely until I decided to go and add jojoba oil to my skincare routine. Like I started it like 3 weeks ago, and all of a sudden I started noticing a huge breakout on my skin, and ever since then I haven't like recovered. As you all can see, like I have fresh acne, and oh my gosh, you guys, this is so bad. It reminded me when I used to have terrible acne. And whenever we're talking about, you know, foundation, you know, foundation is just what, you know, you apply right on your skin. But then before your foundation, you have to make sure you have a very nice like tight skincare routine. Like I can't stress this enough. You don't, you know, it's not advised to go in and apply foundation on a bare skin. You have to have like something like a skincare, you know, routine that you already use or you already do before your foundation, so that way your foundation will apply, you know, smoothly. It will work much more better on your skin. So you have to make sure you exfoliate, you cleanse, and also you scrub your face, especially if you have like dark spots or even like leftover acne. As you all can see, I have this spot right here, this dark spot right here, you know, on my cheek. And with this right here, you have to always scrub. Like this is one thing I love about scrubbing, because you know, the more you scrub, the more it gets rid of all this dead skin, you know, on the surface of your skin. And when we're talking about scrubbing, I remember I used to like buy scrubbing like products from either Ulta or Sephora, but I stopped because they discovered most of the scrubs they have out there have microbeads, and you know, they said it's not like appropriate for the skin. So I stopped. What I do now to make my scrub is I use honey and brown sugar. You just mix the two together and use it to scrub on your face. And as you're doing that, you will notice that you know, most of the dead skin on your face are like scrubbing out. And you know, of course, when you apply your foundation, it will apply much more smoother. And the very first thing I always go with whenever I'm going for that very nice cake-free foundation is to start off with my moisturizer. I normally don't show you guys this one, you know, whenever I'm filming like my regular makeup tutorials, because like I do all these things prior to starting with my videos. I always like start with primers, but this is one thing, you know, I always love to do. I always like to go in with a moisturizer first before my foundation primer. So I just love to get like one pump. Oh my gosh. I just like to get like one pump of the moisturizer, just, you know, this much. You don't need a lot of the moisturizer. Moisturizing your skin, you know, is very essential before you go in with your foundation, because it will help a lot with like calming your skin down, and also it helps with, especially if you have like flaky skin, it will help, you know, lay everything down and give you a much more smoother, you know, foundation application. And whenever you do your skincare routine, you have to give it time to absorb into the skin before you go in with your foundation. So we'll just give this one like 2 minutes to make sure it's completely absorbed into the skin, and then we'll be right back. So after 2 minutes, the next thing I love to do is to go in with a moisturizing primer for my under eye, and I love this one from Amazing Cosmetics, and this will help make sure that when you apply your concealer will apply so smoothly, you know, underneath your eye without any creasing or any smudging. I love to give it like few seconds to absorb into my under eye. So the next thing I'm going to do will be to apply a primer, and whenever I'm applying a primer, I always use 2 different primers, a hydrating primer and also a mattifying primer. Reason is because I always produce oil, you know, at the middle, at like the center of my face, and then all around the outer perimeters of my face are always like dry. So I love to use a hydrating primer on the outside of my face, and then I love to use a mattifying primer on the inner portion of my face, and this just helps a lot, you know, with giving you that cake-free foundation. And make sure when you're applying your primer, you know, you're pressing it into the skin, so it will just absorb right into the skin. You don't want to apply it like just rub it and just leave it. You have to make sure you push it right into your skin, so it will help give you that very nice like smooth surface. So once I've applied my primer, the next thing I love to do is to go in and color correct. Like, you guys, if you follow my channel, you know I don't joke with this, especially if you have a problem, or especially if you have a problematic skin. I can't even talk today, but anyways, especially if you have a problematic skin, I would seriously advise you consider color correcting your skin first before you go in with your foundation, because that will do most of the job for you. Once you go in and color correct, you will find out that you don't need as much foundation you would need to cover up, you know, all the blemishes on the face. So you just have to color correct your skin. And also, whenever I color correct, I always notice that when I go in with my foundation, you know, I barely ever see any of my acne or like my post-acne scarring peeping through my foundation, because you guys know that can be really annoying. I love to go in with a dark brown concealer. I know this is like, what? Yes, you guys, I love going in with a dark brown concealer. I've tried a lot of the orange, the green, the peach, and they really don't cover up my dark spots and my blemishes as much as my dark brown concealers do. And when you're applying the concealer, make sure like you push it into the skin. You don't want to rub. I don't like rubbing my concealer because it doesn't give me that coverage I'm looking for. I just love to like press it into the skin. So as you all can see, I've literally covered up all those my problem areas with my dark brown concealer, and then the next thing we have to go in with is the foundation, of course. And I've seen a couple of this video where people tell you, oh, for you to get a cake-free foundation, you have to make sure you go in with a lightweight foundation. Like, come on, you guys, if you have a problematic skin, you know one thing we always wish for is for a full coverage. And for you to get a full coverage, you can't get a full coverage with a lightweight foundation. You need a foundation that will give you that like consistency you need, that very nice, you know, thick coverage you need. But the secret is, when you're using such foundation, you have to make sure you warm it at the back of your palm, so that way, you know, the heat from your body can at least warm it up. And then another secret is you have to build up. You know, you don't want to apply all the foundation, like pack all the foundation on your face and then start blending, because it will be much more difficult for you to blend it, and then at the end of the day it will give you that cakey look. And of course, you guys know my favorite foundation in the world is my Kat Von D Tattoo foundation, and I always mistake dip 71 to dip 66. I think during summer I use dip 66, and then during winter I use dip 71, but what I'm using right now is dip 71. What I love to do is to deposit about 2 pumps of the foundation right at the back of my palm, and I always leave it for maybe 2-3 seconds, just so that, you know, the heat from my body will warm up the foundation. So the next thing I love to do is to go in with my finger and then pick up the foundation and just dot it on my skin. Whenever I'm blending in my foundation, I love to like push the foundation into my skin. I don't like to rub, because especially when you have a problematic skin, and with the fact we've already applied a concealer, when you go in and start buffing the foundation on your skin, it will move all those concealer, you know, you applied for coverage. So you want to go in and push the product. You want to push it into your skin. You don't want to rub, you know. You just have to go in and start pushing. And don't forget to get your neck and also your ears. So this is my first application and I'm not really pleased with the coverage, so I will go in with another pump. Remember, the secret is building up as you go. So I will just go in, wait for maybe 2-3 seconds to make sure the foundation is a little bit loose, and then I'll go in with my second pump. Especially on the problematic areas, you just want to go in and dot the foundation on those areas right there, so it will give you much more coverage. And for today's concealer, I'm going to be using my LA Girl Pro Conceal in Fun, and I love to just press out the product and then apply it a little bit. I don't like to take it right into my under eye. I love to like apply it a little below my under eye, and then while blending I love to now take it into my under eye, because I notice whenever I pack a lot of product directly on my under eye, like it's always very difficult to blend it out, and most of the time it always comes out smudgy. So I love to just apply the product a little bit below my under eye and then blend it into the under eye. You want to make sure your beauty blender is damp, and then I love to just with a tapping motion, you know, I love to like push the product right on my under eye. And I also love to make sure I get in the creases of my nose. So in order to avoid your concealer from creasing or getting smudgy, you want to go in immediately and set the concealer. And I'll be using my Laura Mercier translucent powder. And recently I started using a foundation brush to apply my under eye setting powder, because for some reason I just noticed, like, you know, it applies it so well. And because of the fact I produce oil underneath my eye and, you know, on these areas right here and also on my nose, I just love to go in with whatever is left up on the powder and just tap it on my nose, below my nose, on my chin, and this just helps control oil production on the face. So once you're done setting the areas where you applied the concealer, the next thing will be to go in and set your whole entire face, because as you all can see, we just set the areas where we applied our concealer, while, you know, like almost the outer portion of the face is still like wet with foundation. So you want to make sure you go in and then set the, you know, the areas where you then apply the setting powder for the concealer. And for that I'm going to be using my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. So once you've set your face, the next thing is to go in with your contour, your blush, your highlight, your lipstick, which I'm going to do off camera, so I'll be right back. So the last step is to go in and spritz your face with any makeup setting spray of your choice, and this will help get rid of any powdery effect you might have on your skin. And I love using either MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus Spray or my Benign Final Seal, but because of the fact that I have an oily skin, I don't like using any makeup setting spray. So like I would give my face, in the next 30-45 minutes I will start producing oil, and it will be as if I applied a setting spray. So I don't even bother myself using a setting spray because of that. But you know, if you like setting sprays, after this you can just go in and spray some, you know, setting spray on your face, and that will help give you a very nice like airbrush look. It will help, you know, get rid of any powdery effects you might have on your skin. But I really do love, you know, how my skin is like cake free and also is matte. I love a very nice matte face. So you guys, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and you can now see how you can, you know, apply your foundation to get a cake free makeup application. Like you guys, you can have your dark spots, your blemishes, your acne, and still have a cake free makeup application, as you all can see from my face. Yeah guys, and that is it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and don't forget to hit that like button below, and also help me share this video and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And make sure you follow me on all my social media networks. Like I'm available in all the social media networks, so make sure you follow me on there. And till my next video, I will see you all very soon.